Hey guys, Kevin here again. Massive Declan X. Check out his YouTube channel. You can hear him running around. Kevin here for another massive comic book haul. I went to my local shop. I bought way too much. I was real worried I was going to get in trouble at home. And my wife was like, could be worse things. Could be a lot worse things that you do than go to spend a couple bucks at the comic shop. So I was like, all right. So what did I get this time? All right, this will kind of let you know exactly when I went in. This is the comics coming out in January edition of previews. So I picked that up this day. Robin Hood from Zine Scope. Got a Lord of the Rings thing here. Got the what's coming out from Marvel insert as well. And we don't have a DC one because that's what DC's doing now. Yay, DC. All right, so I picked up some new ones here. This new issue of Avengers looks fascinating with the dead, we'll see, Mephisto on the cover. This is number 38, Legacy Edition 738. I grabbed the Naruto Free Comic Book Day. They still have a couple knocking around. I'm curious. I grabbed the Donald Duck Free Comic Book Day. Just look good. And the rest of it is I hit up the dollar bins. So my store will... Sometimes they'll do like, a 5 for $1 thing, get rid of like a ton of commons. Sometimes they'll put out the dollar bins, get rid of a bunch of commons. Sometimes they'll do discounts on like sets and bundles they put together. So I just went nuts. I grabbed a bunch of 80 stuff here, a bunch of stuff I'm curious about, a bunch of stuff I just kind of remember, and always kind of wanted for myself. Just try and get a few of these together here before we start. Okay. So... like most people, I, maybe not so much stuff that's current, but there's a lot of stuff from my childhood. I'm like, I never got to read that, and I'm curious. And so I'm buying a lot. And one of those things lately has been Alpha Flight. Alpha Flight always look cool, always look interesting. It's kind of self-contained in a way, too. It's a mutant book, but it isn't. There's some great art. I remember going through the Marvel handbooks and just like, that character sounds cool, that character sounds cool. So there's a stack of Alpha Flight in the dollar bins. I just grabbed them. So I got number 39 here. That looks cool. I grabbed Alpha Flight Annual. Like, they all look great. Alpha Flight 38, Sasquatch. We got like a Yeti here or something. Not quite sure. Okay, 41, nice North Star cover here. 42, is that Vindicator at that point? I don't know. Like, I haven't actually read it yet. I just know some stuff. 43 with Sentinels going across the border. Nice little logo, then graphic there and all that look cool. 44 with the Wendigo battle. 45, looks like battle's still going on. 46, that's one tough customer here. 48, I'm not quite sure. Is that same Wendigo? Is he on the team? Is that Sasquatch? I don't know. I'll read them all eventually. 49, I don't know what this dude's deal is, but geez, that looks cool. Issue 50, special double size. Oh, look, it's Loki. What's he doing? And then I found 58 as well. So Alpha Flight, I believe, went like just over 100 issues. And then as you get closer to 100, it becomes kind of a different book. But I'm very curious on a lot of this earlier stuff here. One of the things I did love as I was a kid was the summer annuals and the crossovers. So I found an Atlantis Attacks annual I don't have. I think I want to get the entire Atlantis Attacks and maybe not put them with, like this one, go with X Factor, but have a separate Atlantis Attacks section. Maybe 2 copies, one to go in each place. I love the Silver Surfer comic in the late 80s, early 90s. I would get random issues. I just thought it was cool. And then, of course, issue 34 is Thanos, and then that changed everything. But I found a couple random ones here. Issue 6, I just look pretty. Issue 7. Boy, if you're going to find someone that had a lot of comics that now are dollar comics, Punisher is a good one. But issue 5, issue 9 of this comic was in like the first year of my comic reading. A very interesting issue. I think issue 9, I remember like from 14 on, I was trying to get it every time I saw it. Punisher No Escape, that just looked interesting. Punisher U.S. Agent Paladin, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Little square bound, like one-shot kind of thing, but looked interesting. Alright, speaking of characters that I didn't get into when I was younger, but was always curious about, I'm going to start a Power Pack collection too. we got Power Pack number 14, the Boogeyman. I'm super curious. I know people love it. I never got into it. I don't think it's ever hit quite like it hit here. This was brought up on a recent edition of a podcast I listened to. It's a fantastic backstory behind certain things that happen and certain people getting away with things and then get in trouble by editors later on. And I was excited to find it. Hey, Forgotten DC Characters. I found the Karate Kid issue 4. Real 30-cent cover one here. I know I've seen him like here and there, but geez, talk about forgotten character that maybe they could do more with. But this just looked fun. Oh, hey, we got a Green Machine ad on the back too. Web Spider-Man, I've always loved this cover and I never bought it. I just always thought that was such a cool cover. Always grabbed me when I was flipping through dollar bins looking for, back issues for other things. But I'm like, forget it, let's just buy it this time. We got original run of Ghost Rider. I don't know what the heck's happening here. It looks like a whole lot's happening though. But 90s, I was totally, the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider and Rise of Midnight Suns and all that, but I never got into this one. So I'll be curious. As long as I'm buying ridiculous stuff from my childhood or things that give me memories. Alf. You cannot go wrong with Alf. Now this is a little beat up. Someone did the puzzle on the back here and all. I'm not buying Alf for mint condition. I'm not going to slab it. I just want to read it, enjoy, have fun. And I got a project coming up. I have some research I got to do, and I'll be writing something for Not My Site. That's a little tease. So I bought New Mutants 49, 51, 52, and I gotta play around some New Mutant stuff here a little bit. All right, found another copy of this price guide. This is not the one I showed off last video. This is, I ended up with 2, but for the price, I said forget it. I'm gonna just go ahead and buy 2. Maybe I'll trade one. Maybe one looks better. Maybe there's something I don't realize is the difference between the 2. But I grabbed it anyways for my collection. I also found the 19th edition of the price guide, so my collection's already starting here. Nice hardcover one. I am trying to get the 50th edition as a Christmas present this year. I'm hopeful. And then I was shocked this one's floating around here. But the 5th one from 1975 with a gorgeous Joe Kubert Tarzan cover. Like, that's just pretty. It's beat up and all, but I don't care. Again, I'm not looking for this to sell. I'm looking for it for the research and the history and everything. So honestly, find a number 5 I got for $3 because it's a little beat up. Sold. Score. I'm happy. So that was that day's crazy, ridiculous trip to the comic store. Now I got to add all these to the shelves too. All right, coming up next. Reveal for all of you watching, and reveal for me too. I got a bunch of sealed comics. Don't know what's in there. We're gonna find out together. I think it might take like 2 videos to get through it all. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what I find. And if you like anything, if you want to comment, if you want to tell me like stop everything, read this first, and I'll let me know. Again, masslibrary.com, at masslibrary across the internet. Listen to me on the House Show podcast, on the Retro Network, and the Pop Culture podcast. And I'm always trying to put out stuff for you guys. I love researching comics, wrestling, all of my geeky interests. I love sharing the information. I love learning more. I love the education of it. And I love just finding stuff too. Like stuff, a lot of this, I'm like, I never saw that before. That's awesome. I'm old and I still find cool new stuff. So thank you very much for listening. Plenty more videos here. Go ahead and subscribe.